Markson, and this is 10 Minutes, a show where we dedicate a whole 10 minutes to an in-depth study of topics that are of significant importance to the human race. Tonight, we'll be looking at some controversial information straight from a historical book known as the Bible. More specifically, we will take a look at the writing that they call the Gospel of Mark. The Gospel of Mark was written by John Mark around 64 AD and tells many stories of the adventures of the man they call Jesus. So who is this guy? Is Jesus really the Son of God or just a man? Some see him as the Messiah, others see him as a prophet or a good teacher, but others view him as a blasphemer or a self-righteous hotshot. Tonight, we will attempt to put the pieces together of this intriguing puzzle. Sitting next to me is a man that says he had a personal experience with the man they call Jesus. So, please tell me the story of your encounter.
Well, I was just sitting along a wall one day, minding my own business, and I looked up and there was a crowd of people coming down the road, and I was, kind of wondering what that was all about, and so, I glanced away to do something for a second, and next thing I know, some guy walked up and had stuck his fingers in my ear, and he spit on them and pulled them out, and I could suddenly hear again.
So, who was this man that gave you the spiritual wet willy?
Well, he doesn't really want me to, tell his name. He doesn't want to attract the attention, but his name's Jesus.
So, this guy that cured your disability doesn't want you to speak his name. So why would you then reveal his name?
I mean, how couldn't I? I've been deaf my whole life, and he walked up and out of the blue he just stuck his fingers in my ear, and all of a sudden I could hear. How could I not go around and proclaim his name in hopes that other people could be healed as well?
So there's an uplifting story of someone who was affected by the ministry of Jesus firsthand. There may be something to this Jesus guy after all. We have some breaking news. I'm being told that we have a guest in the studio that has first-hand knowledge of the man they call Jesus. Apparently, he was one of his devout followers. I'm very interested in what he has to say and hope that we can get some useful information from him. Let's welcome John the Baptist to the studio. John? John the Baptist seems to be having some fatal technical difficulties. I have a feeling that he had a lot of things to say in regards to the identity of the man they call Jesus. I would be very interested to find out what happened to John. His death does not look like it was an accident. What did he know? Did he know too much? The plot thickens. Next, we will be talking with the daughter of King Herod. Herod seemed to have it in for Jesus and his disciples, so let's see what kind of light his daughter can shed on the situation. So, who did you think Jesus was?
I don't really know much about any of that stuff, but that's more of Daddy's business, those boring stuff.
Okay, so speaking of your father, who did your father think Jesus was?
Well, he knew he did all kind of cool miracles and stuff, but it was really funny. He didn't really know who he was, but this one time he thought he was John the Baptist, and he started freaking out because he already killed John.
So he killed John. So what happened on the night of John's death?
Well, it was a party, always, and so we're at the party, and immediately, they asked me to dance. And anytime I hear music, I just get up and I start dancing, because I just love dancing so much, and I just, make up my own moves and stuff, That's why they always tell me to dance.
What happened on that night?
Oh, right. Anyway, so I was dancing for Daddy and his friends, and they loved it so much that he told me he'd give me anything I wanted, even his entire kingdom. But I already kind of inherited that, so I didn't know what to ask for, so immediately I went to ask my mom. But she told me that she wanted John the Baptist's head, and I didn't really know what that was about, but I didn't know what to ask for anyway, so immediately I went to tell my dad that I wanted it, and then immediately there was John's head on a platter. It was so gross. So, I don't know who Jesus was, but he definitely wasn't John.
Well, there you have it. Jesus was not John because John had lost his head. We have here with us in the studio a Pharisee.
Teacher. That is teacher of the law.
I'm sorry, a teacher of the law who was witness to the ministry of the man known as Jesus. From your point of view, who was Jesus?
He was merely a man. He ate with tax collectors and sinners. He disregarded all of the practices of our ancestors.
What are you doing?
This? I don't really know. But it's been passed down to me by my father.
So, in the light of Jesus' many miracles, how can you say that this guy is just a man?
He's a blasphemer. He claimed to have the power to forgive sins. This right is reserved for God alone. Beelzebub! Beelzebub! He acted under the spirit of demons.
Why do you have such a hostility towards this man?
He's a competitor for our followers. I mean, the guy surely got what was coming to him.
Well, there you have it. The testimony of a rather interesting character. I'm standing here at the tomb of Jesus with Mary and Mary Magdalene. Maybe they can share us some insight into the identity of Jesus. So, ladies, let me ask you a little bit about Jesus, the supposed Son of God. What was he like as a man? What was his ministry like?
Well, my Jesus, my little boy, he was such a wonderful man. He was always serving people and teaching people. He had such wisdom, and he just performed all these miracles. He was just such a helpful servant of a guy.
Okay, so after his death, you ladies came down here to the tomb to anoint his body. So when you got here, what did you see?
We didn't see
Nothing.
What happened when you got here?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I have a feeling that these ladies know more than they're telling me. There seems to be more to this story than meets the eye, but for some reason, the ladies just aren't willing to tell anybody about the events at the tomb. There's a story from the 5th chapter of Mark that intrigues me. Allegedly, a man was possessed by demons, and Jesus cast their spirits out into a herd of roughly 2,000 pigs. These pigs ran down a steep embankment and fell into the lake and drowned. Now the man is not available for comment, but we do have a pig named Legion who is willing to share his side of the story. So Legion, I'm told that you identify Jesus by name, calling him Jesus, Son of the God Most High. Can you confirm this? Now I'm talking to a man who calls himself Peter. So Peter, what is your relationship with Jesus?
I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. We were fishing there, my brother and I, Andrew. And this guy came to the side of the lake and said, "Just drop what you're doing and follow me. I'll make you fishers of men." So we dropped everything. We followed.
So you were one of his followers?
There was 12 of us in all.
There were 12 of you. And so you guys spent time around him. So you know him on a personal level?
I mean, he's the one who first called me Peter. It was Simon. But he called me Peter. And, I mean, he was the Christ, the Savior, the Messiah, my Lord.
So, but I heard that before he was crucified, you denied that you knew him 3 different times. So what was up with that?
I promised him I wouldn't. I swore that I wouldn't. I knew I wouldn't. But just like he had said, after the rooster crowed, I sure enough had denied him 3 times. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was doing, but it's like the words just came out.
Well, that was Peter, apparently one of Jesus' closest followers. His story was very touching and seems to give this mystery some clarification and credibility. I've come to the conclusion that there is no universally accepted conclusion to this mystery. I have a feeling that the real identity of Jesus will remain a controversy for thousands of years to come. Tune in next week as we try to figure out why bacon makes everything taste better. This has been 10 Minutes, and I'm John Martin. Good night, everybody.
And we're good.
Hey, where's my bacon double cheeseburger? I'm hungry. I'm standing here at the crap, live screen.
Be the pig, Nighthawk. Be the pig.
How now, brown cow?
Unique New York.
That is lovely. It's John the Baptist, you guys.